Need you up here. I got a question for you. Are you still tired? One of these days, kid, I hope you'll catch on to the spiritual understanding. Now, how do you know yourself? How do you convince yourself to become something it ain't? How do you feel today? Are you tired? Are you tired? Are you ever tired? Why not? Well, why does he always talk himself into shit? I don't understand. Why do you allow yourself to do that? People got to understand how powerful the mind is. We're trying to change the mind. Okay? Am I still going, Van? Am I live? Think about this. If I said you had to get somewhere to Nashville, you got to get to Nashville in 26 minutes, Josh. Would you rather go on the interstate or the back road?
Interstate.
Why?
It's faster.
How do you know?
You can drive faster on the interstate.
How?
Press the gas.
See, a lot of people in their life, they decide to take the back roads. You just don't understand how powerful your mind is. You complicate it. But, man, if you want to just mash the damn gas and get somewhere, just make the decision and make it as simple as possible. Too many people cloud up their head. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Grind. Monday through Friday, 8:30, 8:29, we start this little show where we're trying to help inspire, motivate. We're trying to make you a little bit better. Talking life, business, money, real estate. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but today, before we get started, we always start with what I call 60 seconds of gratitude, where I force myself to get into a state to where I feel better. Gratitude. What do you think I'm thankful for? There's one thing I'm thankful for, and it's happening. I'll give you a hint. It's happening one day this week. I don't know when it's going to happen exactly. We're measuring. We're looking into it. We're experimenting, but we're going to find out one day this week something's going to happen.
Christmas.
Good guess, Josh. Good guess. I see you over there, Remy.
I have no idea.
Got to get more wear around here.
It's a big 200 deal mark. It's going to be happening.
200 deals. Austin, Julia, Von Grafton, Amanda, thank you guys for getting on. If you do me a favor, please like, comment, and share the stream. I'm extremely thankful. About 8 years ago, I said I'm going to get this team to 100 deals. 8 years later, we hit the big 2-0. 200 deals. And you know what? I really probably felt better about hitting the 100 than the 200. We're going to talk about that, though. We're going to talk about why did I feel like accomplishing 100 was a bigger deal than 200. What I'm talking about today is conviction. Do you know what the term conviction means?
Yes. Conviction. A formal declaration that someone is guilty of a criminal offense made by...
That's not the definition I'm looking for, Josh.
A firmly held belief or opinion.
So we got some voodoo ways of training. I believe, hands down, I am convicted that the training the team goes through here is the best you're going to get in this town. You may not like it. You may not like me, or you may not like Noah. Noah's becoming the real dick around here. I can see it happening. I like it. Do you mind being the bad guy, Noah?
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, it's easy to be the bad guy whenever you've done this stuff, whenever you've held yourself to a standard, and now it's time to hold somebody else to it. You can't do that unless you've got conviction. So let's rewind this guy. 8 years ago, 40 years old, saying I'm going to get to 100 deals. People laughed at me because I was really about the office clown. Who's our office clown around here? Still me? Okay. Well, imagine what it was like before this. I'm trying to think. Do we have anybody that's just silly, goofy ass, just goofy?
Stevie.
Is he? I don't know. On this side or that side. Do we have just a person that's not very serious? Maybe I don't want to call anybody out. But I want you to get this person in your mind so you can understand. Like I was the person, I would come in at 10 o'clock. They called me 10 o'clock Tommy at first. I would come in, hungover, and I'd say, hey, where do you want to go eat? So I was lining up between 10 and 11 where we're going to go eat. So I was really this person that no one took serious because I didn't take myself serious. I didn't have enough conviction in me because I wasn't doing all these little things that I needed to do to become a better version of myself. So good morning, Wendy Sweeney. I need to find me a place down there. Hook me up. So whenever I made that bold declaration to do, it's about like you saying you're doing 60 next year. You know, just a huge leap. That's where I was. Why that was so important to me is I did not put in all the hard work all my life. I was very average. I was very mediocre. And whenever I proved to myself I could do 100 deals, I felt extremely proud. Okay? Well, since then, I've put in all this work where I'm not as surprised at myself because I knew I could do it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah. The first 100, I didn't really know if it was possible. I really didn't have enough conviction to stand by and really believe in myself. If you would have said this, Josh, gun to your head, are you ever going to get to 100 deals? I would have said, I think I'm going to. Gun to your head, I would have probably said, well, maybe not. But if I get to 75, I'll be real happy. Well, something changed after we got to that. We moved over here. And then we started attracting more people that would come over here, and I started to know. I didn't know if I really started to give up on everybody around July, August. But I knew we would eventually, this group get to 200 deals. I knew that was going to happen. Just like today, I know we're going to get to 1,000. So how do you build this conviction? Because I see a lot of people, they give up before the conviction is born. I was talking to somebody in this room this morning, and they're saying they hate to call. Who hates to call? Do you hate to call?
Yep.
Do you hate to call?
No.
See, I like it whenever I can confront somebody and they say they hate to do it, but they do it anyway. That's when the growth starts. Like if you had to run around and shoot basketball all day, but had to do it all day and you made a lot of money doing it, would that be hard? But life is when things get hard. That's how you grow. So we're talking to one of our new ladies today, and she hates to call. What do we say around here, Josh?
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. What else do you hate to do? When you're here.
Role playing.
You hate to role play? Do you hate to do video?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Well, all the things that we do around here, there's a purpose. There's a reason. There's this voodoo thing that I'm building inside of you, but you can't see it today. It's just like Daniel's son. Have you ever seen The Karate Kid, the first one?
Not the
Okay. Has any of you?
Wax on, wax off.
Okay, well, a lot of people are doing some wax on and wax off around here, and they don't even know they're learning how to fight yet. But as you go through this and you come in here and you make these cold calls, you're only making 30 of them. That ain't that much. You should be able to do that in an hour, right? The reason why I really want you to make 50. How many are you making now?
50.
So you ought to be making 100 calls. And once you get to this dude's level, things start to change. Could he get to 100 calls? Could you do what he's doing? Could you do his responsibility and do 100 calls? See, your mind does not believe it yet, but it is possible. It is possible. So these little steps that we're putting in place, if you're listening, I want you to think about this. How can you take what I'm teaching the people in here and how can you apply this to yourself? I see you on here, Drew. We're going to talk about what you're saying. So you hate to do these things. You hate them. But if you hate to do something and you don't do it, do you think you have more or less conviction about your own success? Do you think you deserve things when you won't do things that you know you need to do? What do you think happens whenever you know you don't deserve it?
Believe in yourself.
What do you think happens, Hayden, whenever you know that you should be doing something and you don't? What do you think happens?
It lowers your confidence.
It lowers your confidence. It lowers your expectations. It completely wipes out the conviction that you have in yourself. Do you really believe in yourself? The way you're going to believe in yourself is to do shit every day that you don't want to do. If you know it will improve you, how can you justify to yourself to not do it? Andre says, I hate calling cold leads. Why? Why does it make sense around here to call cold leads? Huh? Nurture.
Stay sharp.
Stay sharp.
Build your 3 C's.
Build your 3 C's. Do you know what they are?
Yes, courage, confidence, and commitment.
That's right. So commitment's not required if you love to do it, by the way. Courage ain't required when you ain't scared to do it. Right? Mm-hmm. So the things that I want you to do are going to lead to this conviction that you're going to have. So I asked this morning, we asked Josh, he said 3 months. We'll ask Hayden, how long did it take you to where you really started to believe in yourself from making phone calls?
I say 3 to 6 months in that time frame.
Andre, how long did it take you? Now, Josh started making calls at, I don't know if you're 18, maybe 19.
I was 18. It was like the first couple weeks I was
All right, well, good job. Quit bragging. Andre was, I don't even know how old is Drew?
24.
25.
25. Drew's a little bit older. He's a little bit older. But coming in here making phone calls, it's a very scary thing to do. Because I don't give you time. I don't give you time to really, I'm starting to help people. I'm probably creating too much softness in here. But at first, I didn't give people a script. Call. Hey, just call them. Drew said he's 25. Drew came in for an interview one day. His interview was this: call somebody. See that up there? Call them. That was my way of knowing, is he willing to confront these things that he's scared to do? He did it anyway. So the magic will happen for you. The transformation will occur when you come in here and you're doing these things that you just don't want to do, but you do it anyway. You gotta keep telling yourself, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Do you want to let your future self down? If you'll let yourself down today, I can guarantee you your future self's going to be real pissed off at you. As a matter of fact, if you won't do the things today that you really, really need to do, you and your future self are going to be twins. Do you want to walk around like, do you want to be 30 years old where you are today? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. That's how I make sense of doing the things I don't want to do. For me right now, I've gone from my being me and then attracting people over here and then the selling part to where I've got to get better at marketing. And what that means for marketing, where I got to continue to push myself, is the money it costs. I mean, it's becoming a very scary number. Every time I've done it, it's been scary. When I said $600, $600, that was scary for me. $1,200, $2,900, $4,400, $7,500. It's about to be $20,000. Those are things. Do you think it's easy to keep pushing into that? It's gotten easier. Do you know why? Because I built this little bitty baby muscle that used to be a big old chicken shit. So as you grow this muscle, what you'll find is things aren't as scary to you anymore. What scares you today?
Tornadoes.
They do, don't they? What scares you?
I don't know. The dark.
Does the dark scare you? Sebastian's going to grow up and be scared of the dark.
Yeah, because of you.
So, hey, the way you grow your conviction, this is what today's show topic is. You cannot trick yourself into believing in you unless you do the hard, heavy lifting every single day. Like you've done it. I can tell such a big difference in both of you guys. I can tell a huge difference in your presence. I can tell the way you talk to people. I can tell by the way you solve problems. I can tell by the assurance. I can tell by your certainty. But this was something that you guys have built over time, doing things every single day that you didn't want to do. You never probably wanted to come in here. You probably didn't want to make those extra phone calls. But holding yourself to a standard over time. Josh says 3 months. Hayden says 3 to 6 months. But there's going to become a time when you think, I deserve this shit. I deserve this. This is mine. But until you have that conviction and you're walking around, you're fake. I am now starting to believe, Wendy, I need to get this place in Florida. I don't know if the bank will let me, but I'm starting to feel like I'm owed this shit. It's my time. But you won't ever feel like this if you don't do this little bitty work every single day. 30 phone calls. It ain't that hard, but it can be scary. And the scariest thing about the call is I got to face my fear and I got to show myself I'm a failure, because when I call this person, they're going to hang up on me or they're going to reject me. That's just part of it. In life, you're going to go through a lot of rejection. But if you can build this muscle along the way to where you feel like, I believe I'm owed this. When I hear Josh talk today and you, I really feel like you feel like, hey, I'm owed this. You're going to give me this. I'm going to take that deal. Yeah, I'm getting this deal. That's not the same language that you spoke to yourself a short time ago. Do you realize that? Mm-hmm. Do you? Mm-hmm. Do you?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. So conviction is something that you build every single day. It's a reward you don't see you're building today, but in the future, whenever you become this convicted and this certain and you believe in yourself with the confidence, it's something that you would never trade. You wouldn't trade money for it. Shut us down, Van Grafton.